Good morning, my Teaserking family. How is everybody today? I am fine. Just looking at FX rates, the ruble is now 80.49 from the dollar. It used to be 100 or 110. So this shows you the dollar is being crushed. But we already know that. So I had an interesting call today about a job at a tire company in Detroit so they could understand tariffs. And I said to them, uh, you know, I don't want to work an 8-hour day, three or 4 months. I can teach it as I do every day. I says, I'm not going to do it hourly. It's like having somebody come in and mow your lawn. And are you going to, he's going to mow the lawn. You going to pay him hourly or pay him to mow the lawn? So you give him like $50 to mow your lawn, or paint your house, or the maid comes in and sweeps and cleans. I said, no, this is a consulting thing. This is not an hourly thing to teach you about tariffs. And I don't need 3 months. I already got it down cold. I would teach it as a seminar. If you want me to teach your company, I could do a class where I'm getting paid $1,000 or something. I don't want to waste my time for 3 months there. What am I going to do? I said, I'll split it with you because you found the gig. But really, for me to work an 8-hour job so I could learn about tariffs, I says, I got it down stone cold. I went to Walsh College. It's a finance. I teach this every day. I don't need to research what tariffs will do to the company. It depends if you're buying or selling. If you're buying, it doesn't need to be anything. Just buy from Vietnam or buy from India. Don't buy from China. If you're selling, what is the other country? That tariff probably doesn't change. Tariffs are a tax increase. It doesn't mean your costs go up. Depends on your situation. So, you're trying to explain this to people. Well, the recruiter doesn't know what a tariff is. And so you're kind of looking at that and going, hey, this is not a research job for me. The research is done, right? But I don't want to send her here where they get it for free. That's not going to happen. You guys get it for free. You're in my class. But if I'm going to teach a company on tariffs, no. And it probably should be $5,000 to learn it. But anyway, so I had that conversation. So I got my unemployment done, no problem. I got to take a 1 to 2 class, so I'll be here till about 1:45. I tried coming on earlier, and then Daria came on, and then I got the calls, and it's just a busy morning, so which is fine. Anyway, let's take a look. The stock market's at 41.3, up $33. Yeah, good luck on that one. Let's go to gold. Gold's right now 33.11, up $70. So on the ticker, it probably won't show, right? And silver's doing nothing, 32.25, which we know about. So 33.11, we're back at 33. So everybody worried we went to 32.08. So we went from 34.95 to 32.08 was all bullshit paper. This is the problem with JP Morgan and the bullshit. Then it sits at 32.08, and then it starts to rise Friday, and then here we go. The end of the month's over, Friday's over, and we're back to 33.13 right now. My guess is the U.S., it's 11 o'clock, 11:30. We'll probably maybe buy it. Notice the way the chart's going. It went up at 2 o'clock. It went up at 4 o'clock, and really at 10 o'clock it didn't. Now you got to be careful at noon. They tend to do shit like that at noon. And once we get in the afternoon, I think you'll see it go up, and I think then China gets a hold of it, and they'll be buying the shit out of it at 5:30. It's the second I got my pita going. Just had to turn it off. Let me open this a little more. So I finally ate yesterday, but I didn't eat late. I made an omelet at 6, and I haven't eaten. I didn't snack at night, and I'm gonna eat my pita. It'll be 11:30. So another 12, 5, 17 and a half hours. So there you go. But I like these companies that try to take advantage of you. Well, you can tell us about tariffs. How many people do you think understand tariffs? Me and 10 other people. And they're going to be economists. They're not going to be CPAs. They're not going to be accountants. They're not going to be finance people. And to try to pay $48 for that is an insult, basically. Well, we'll need you for three to 6 months. I'm like, well, I could teach economics, probably take you a year. But if you hired an economist, it'd probably cost you $150,000 a year. So you're trying to be cheap. Doesn't work here. Anyway, so silver, we'll just keep buying it. It'll go. July 1st, as I showed you with Mark McGuire, everything will go July 1st. Gold and silver go Basel 3. And that'll move, and then they'll have to cover. They'll have to pay the people that take delivery, and then they're fucked because there's no gold and silver to deliver. So they'll have to go into the market at much higher prices, and then they can't hold silver down, and then the bullion banks collapse because they have to cover all their derivatives because they're a bunch of fucking idiots trying to fix a market when there's huge demand for the gold and the silver. Is not the time to short it now. You can short it when it's bullshit, but not now. Again, variables change. And as they do now with bricks, and now everybody buying gold. I remember when it first came out, and I would tell you guys bricks, or tell my guy at the restaurant about bricks, and he didn't understand. I said they're buying gold and silver. Hello, Russia and China. One more second, I get my pita and. So that's what you have is, me can see things way ahead. I can see the Titanic sinking when we hit the ice. I don't need to see the boat 90% in the water to realize the Titanic sinking. And it's the same thing with inflation, the stock market, and everything else. I can read what's happening. As soon as I saw Biden start printing trillions of dollars, my first thought was, I got to get out of the dollar. It's inflated. It's worthless. This was what, when Biden first took over, and he did that $7 trillion budget or whatever. Anyway, the key is understanding reaction, right? Boat hits the iceberg, probably going to sink when there's a hole in it, right? You print the dollar, it's going to be worthless. If you print it the way they printed it, why it took from 1971 now is I don't know, but now it's the end. There's no coming back. As I said, the only out is gold, but these guys are way too stupid to figure that out. So anyway, so tariffs we know are a tax on people shipping goods and services to us. We make them pay to do business with us. They either pay the tariff, I don't know if they can add it to the bill. Probably not. I'd say I'm not paying it. It's too expensive. Like me with ribs. You want to make it $45 for a slab? Good luck, Charlie. If you don't, if you keep the at the market, then you're fine. So what do these countries do? Well, it's up to them. I would not negotiate that. If I'm this tiger company and I'm buying from China like an idiot instead of buying from Vietnam or India. I mean, what did Apple do? Apple took their plant from China, dissolved it, put one in Vietnam, one in India to avoid tariffs. Trump has the stupidest tariff policy. He needs to tariff the phone. Not the country. But anyway. Excuse me, I'm just hungry. Takes a few days to get over the 70-hour fast. Because the first I ate was Saturday night. Yesterday I didn't really eat too much, but I had something. Anyway, so a tariff is simply a tax on the good coming into the country. It's countered by them tariffing us for our goods going into their country. There's no effect on it. Just don't buy the good. If you have to buy the good, are they going to charge you for it? Well, you don't have to pay. The Camry went up to 35,000, and I said, "Fuck you! I'm not paying it. I'll buy it at 25." Now a guy did lower it to 26, but I had no interest in it. Lower your price. Anyway, the effect on a tariff, if prices go up, we've already seen it with inflation. Coca-Cola goes to $3.50 for a 2-liter. You just simply don't buy it. There's no effect. There's only effect if you can't substitute. So as long as you don't change your market, if you pay $100 for tires, say I'm only paying $100. They want to charge you $120, you don't pay it. Well, we need the tires. Well, go buy them from somewhere else. Does anybody in the U.S. make tires? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe buy it from a different country, but there shouldn't be any effect. The inflation is what you got to worry about, not the tariffs. All right. NBA yesterday. My lock is victorious. I have Golden State in Game 7, my lock, getting 1.5. They win 103-89. Steph Curry goes off, as I said he would. That's what you're looking for is the big game to do, because that's the key is the big game. And that's why you need Joe Montana and Tom Brady. It's the player. It's not the coach. It's Steph Curry going off. And in the big game, in a clutch Game 7, they win 103-89. Even though they lost Game 6, again, Game 6, Houston had to win or they're eliminated. So they win. Now it's game 7. Now both have to win or they're eliminated, and then they go ahead and they play well. The other game, very small, Indiana and Cleveland. Indiana wins 121 to 112. Cleveland doesn't show me any defense. Neither does Indiana. Could be a high-scoring series. We'll see. This presents a game 2 opportunity to bet Cleveland. This is where I love it. They've lost the first game at home. They cannot lose the second game at home and then go to Indiana for 2. They're going to get swept. So the only option is game 2. They have to play a very good game. Otherwise, they're just totally screwed. Because then you go down 0-2, and now you've got to lock them in game 3. They have to win, or you go down 3-0, the series is over. So that's what we got. So now we get Golden State in. We got Indy beating Cleveland, which sets up a big Cleveland bet in game 2, and the spread will probably be lower as it is. Let's look at today's game. The Knicks go to Boston. The Knicks had trouble with the weak Pistons. I don't expect much from the Knicks in this series. Boston 9.5, 212. I think you watch this. I think Boston wins. I think the Knicks got to be emotional after the way they beat the Pistons in Detroit in game 6. Boston's fresh. I look for Boston probably to cover the 9.5. But again, there's no psychological edge here except for Boston wants to go up 1-0. Again, the Knicks are looking for a split here. The role players from the Knicks won't show up, but they will for Boston because the game's in Boston. So I'm going to watch that. And the same thing, Denver, Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City looks like the real deal. This is a 1-4 matchup, and Oklahoma City's 9.5, 225. This is a huge over. Is Oklahoma City this powerhouse offense? I don't know. I can't name a player on it. I don't really care. They did win 68 games. When you look at it from that standpoint, 68 and 14, 50. Denver just won their series. I think Oklahoma City's a good play here in game 1. I think they're well rested. It took Denver 7 games to beat San Diego. I think they'll be pretty flat in this first game. So I like Oklahoma. So the bet tonight would be Oklahoma City lay the 9.5. We'll research more of these totals, but right now, there's nothing I can do. All right. So those are your 2. Very, very light on Boston and a normal size bet on OKC. Major League Baseball. We hit our Boston over 8.5. We lost Oakland over 9. We lost Houston. We lost Washington over 8.5, and we lost the Dodgers over 9.5. Nothing makes sense. Sorry, I'm just really hungry. But yet I hit the Mets over. I hit San Diego under. I hit Tampa. I hit Toronto over 8. I hit Philly over 9. I hit the Cubs under 7.5. I hit San Francisco, and I hit Detroit over 8.5. I just didn't play them. And that, my family, is what happens when some of these, why do you pick the wrong ones? And I really can't explain it. I love Detroit, but Detroit over. I watched that California game. I was at the gym. It's not on regular TV. It's on FanDuel. Who the fuck's going to buy FanDuel? So I'm watching a couple innings on the bike, and California's pitching sucked. The guy couldn't even throw a strike. He kept throwing these breaking balls 3 feet outside that nobody would swing at. And, the bases are loaded on walks, first three batters. How he pitched 5 innings, they got to fire that manager too. What an idiot. What are you doing? What are you looking at? Like you couldn't tell right away that this guy sucks? What is he doing in Major League Baseball? What is he doing on your team? And why the hell are you starting him? And if you don't have better pitching, then you got to fire your GM. I could find 5 pitchers in college that can outpitch this guy. What am I doing with this guy? There's no rhyme or reason. And he's not cheap. You're probably paying him $10 million. So it's not like that's cheap. So I can't figure it out. Let's go. All right. So today we've got the Dodgers at Miami. Dodgers 225, 9.5. Ben Casparias 3-0 with a 2.91 for the Dodgers. Sandy Alcantara 2-3 with an 8.31. Well, we're betting this one over because when we look at the new stats, somewhere in here. Here we go. When we look at the new stats, Miami is like a hitting machine. Miami's got 7 hitters. The Dodgers have 7 hitters. You've got a shit pitcher in Alcantara with an 8.31 ERA. Casparitis is okay, 3-0 with a 2.91 ERA, 9.5. Here's our first bet. 5 of 5. We're going LA over 9.5. We're going to make this 3 units. It's frustrating when I see these pitchers with 5 ERAs and they go over and they play a 2-1 game. What the fuck's going on? All right, Cleveland at Washington. Cleveland a -115 and 9. Luis Ortiz 2-3 with the 4.78 against Jake Irvin, 2-1 with the 4.01. Can Cleveland and Washington hit? Cleveland 3 hitters now. They were 4. Washington 4 hitters. If they're good pitching, but the pitching's not good. I don't know what to do here. The pitching says over, the hitting says under. So what do you do? We'll go pitching. We'll go over. No bet. All right. It's a Monday, so I don't think there'll be too many games. San Diego goes to the Yankees. San Diego's damn good. 22-11. The Yankees are 19-15. Fucking Aaron Judge is hitting like 420 still. But the Yankees aren't scoring runs. They must be pitching around them. Yanks -150 and 8. Nick Pivetta 5-1 with the 1.78. This guy's a great pitcher. Carlos Rodon 4-3 with the 3.43. Yeah, they were at Pittsburgh, so San Diego didn't make it. I'm going to take San Diego here. 2 units. This Pivetta, I don't know, 1.78. He's 5-1 with the 1.78. He's not like 1-0 with the 1.78. Rodon has been pitching like crap lately. Cincinnati, Atlanta 158.5. Atlanta is now 15-18. They were like 2-11. Yeah, they're pretty hot. Atlanta 150, 8.5 in Atlanta. Brady Singer for Cincy 4-1 with a 3.24 against AJ Smith Sawyer. That's a mouthful. 1-2 with the 4.26. I'm going to go over here. Well, it's just 8.5. The 49ers and the Bears. This would be a good football game. I remember I was watching the 1984 playoff game. It was the Niners against the 84 Bears, not the 85 Bears. But I don't think Jim McMahon played. I think they had Steve Pelor in. McMahon was injured per usual. That's when football was good. They'd injure the quarterback. And you got rewarded for it. All right, the Cubbies are minus 177.5. You got Landon Root, 2-2 with the 510 against Matthew Boyd, 2-2 with the 270. He was on to Detroit. He's not very good. Surprised his ERA. We're going over on this one. Cubbies over only 7.5. Boyd's not a real 270, and we're at Wrigley. I guess the wind's blowing in is why these lines are so high. All right. So you got to go over there. Cubs can just hit the hell out of the ball. Houston and Milwaukee. Houston minus 105.8. Houston minus 105.8. Rondell Blanco, 2-2 with the 508. Didn't no hit the Tigers last time. Tobias Myers 0-0 with the 5-1. We're going over here. Milwaukee over 8. And we'll go 2 units on this game because Altuve's alive and they're starting to hit now. Houston has now got 6 batters. I'll go through the rundown. They now have 6 hitters when before it was just Altuve, and he wasn't even hitting 300. The White Sox at Kansas City. Shane Smith 1-1 with the 2-2-3 against Cole Reagans 1-1 with the 4-4-0. KC's a 250 favorite in 8. The White Sox pretty pathetic, 10-24. But Shane Smith is 1-1 with a 2-2-3. Cole Reagans 4-4-0. Let's check. KC's got 3 hitters. The White Sox they're up to 2 hitters now. Cole Reagans, hard to go. I don't know what to do with this one. I'm paralyzed. I don't buy KC as a 250. 1-1 with a 2-2-3. Neither team can hit. Let's go under 8. No bet. I just don't think there'll be a lot of hitting, even though Cole Reagans has a 4.4 ERA. You know, he hasn't faced the White Sox yet. That'll get you healthy. Pittsburgh, St. Louis. Luke, here's your Pittsburgh, your Steelers. 12-23. They need to catch it up. St. Louis 145, 8.5 games in St. Louis. Carmen Lozinski 1-3 at the 6.58 for Pitt. Miles McCullough 1-2. We got to go over 8.5. Let's see if either team can hit. Pitt 3 hitters, and St. Louis has got, I think, 5 hitters. We could get there. We need 8.5. Yeah. The Mets at Arizona. The Mets 22-13. Arizona 18-16. Disappointed yesterday with Arizona. The Mets 102, 9.5 at Arizona. Griffin Canning 4-1 with the 2.61 for the Mets. Renee Nelson 1-0 with the 5.82 for Arizona. You got to take the Mets in this game. Better pitching, the better hitting. Let's see, the Mets. The Mets have 6 hitters now, and Arizona has got 6 hitters. 6. So we'll take the Mets because of the bad pitching, but it should be very high. We'll look for a high-scoring series here, but we can't with the 4-1 with the 2.61. I can't go over with that guy. Actually, the Mets are very cheap at 102. Going against Ryan Nelson, 1-0 with a 5.82. Yeah, that's why I played the Mets. Yeah, the Mets are the play here. And our last game, Seattle goes to Oakland. Seattle minus 115.9. Oakland's 19 and 16. They're doing some winning. Bryce Miller for Seattle, 2-3 with the 3.52, and Luis Servino, 1-3 with the 3.30. Over under a 9. Seattle with 3 hitters, Oakland with 5. Oakland's hitting the ball pretty well. Both pitchers kind of 3.5, so I'm not sure. It's a big number 9, but they can hit. Seattle can't. Oakland. I don't know. Let's go Oakland in this, but I'm not betting it. So here's my picks. The Dodgers over 9.5, 3 units. Cleveland over 9. San Diego 2 units. Atlanta over 8.5. The Cubbies over 7.5. Milwaukee over 8, 2 units. The White Sox under 8. St. Louis over 8.5. The Mets and Oakland. So 3 bets. The Dodgers over 9.5. San Diego and Milwaukee over 8. Hey, Prophet. So gold's up another $80 today. We're back to 33.15, 33.20. I think what they do, they push it down so they can buy, and they're trying to get people that don't know what they're doing to sell, right? Oh, gold's going down. Aha, I knew it wasn't going to keep going up because I really don't know why I bought it. And then people start selling their gold when they shouldn't be. You don't sell the gold. This is just going up and up and up. There might be the days when they're just bullshitting you with JP Morgan, but this is not something that you want to sell. You never want to sell it because you pay the $100 premium. So let's say I bought it at 17 and and it tanked down 3,500 down to 33, 32. Do I want to sell it now? Okay, now I'm back in cash. Now what do I do? I'm back in the US dollar. I got to get rid of it. It doesn't have a value. I certainly don't want to buy stocks with it or Bitcoin, which is what they want you to do. They always want you in stocks because it's a Ponzi scheme. They need new money. You remember Madoff's Ponzi scheme? We always needed new money. That's what they're doing. Really? I assume you're talking gold? Yes, really. Yep. It was a big night for us. Actually, it happened about 6 in the morning. The Europeans actually are buying. $33.16. So you can see it was about that last night in the 32.40s going up. 4 in the morning, we go up to 6 in the morning, a nice $40 rally, and then it's staying, no 10 o'clock drop. 33.16 up $74, and I look for the rest of the day to be 33.10 to 33.20, and then when China gets its hands on it at 5:30, Katie bar the door, we just could see 3,400. Silver not doing anything. So here's my advice on everything. So I'm on Telegram, and this girl works for Charles Schwab, and she wants to call me. So they're looking for clients on Telegram on Charles Schwab. So I basically tell her to fuck off. I says, "What do you need help with?" So this goes back to my I talked with the recruiter this morning, needing somebody to explain to this company the effect on tariffs. Who's running your company? What idiot is that doesn't understand what a tax does? This is earlier in the video, Profit, where I'm saying to it this should be a project, not an hourly thing. It's like mowing your lawn. You don't pay the I'll pay you $8 an hour. It's I'll pay you $50 to mow my lawn. You're going to pay me a few $1,000s to explain tariffs to you because I have the skill set that most people don't to actually explain them to you. And you're going to pay for it. It ain't going to be no $50 an hour. So I told her I'll do it as a consultant. I'm not doing it. They said, "Well, we don't have consultants." I said, "Well, I'm sure they'll pay it because they don't have nobody understands tariffs to explain it to a company." I says, "Look, I already know all about it. I'll teach it. I'll have a class with this company and teach it." Because it sounds like they're fucking clueless, their management. I'm on Telegram. What's your username over there? No, just stick with Teaser King here. Just email me. I don't use it very often, and when I get it, I don't. It's mostly scams anyway, so I don't really keep it on. But if somebody does Telegram me, then I do see. But it's really nobody I know on it, and I don't use it. I use WhatsApp, but just email me. It's fine. Um, so again, tariffs or taxes, and again, it depends what do you buy from other countries, and really, it's the same thing as I'm doing a price increase on you. Either accept it or substitute it, go to a different country and not pay it. This is what our contract says. I'm going to pay you. This is a tire company. I'm going to pay you $100 a tire. That's what you're going to pay them. Just because they're getting their cost increase doesn't mean you have to pay more. But I doubt this company understands what inflation is. They certainly don't understand the dollar's going out. Like I said, if I was working for a company, my advice would be to basically go buy gold. I wouldn't try to sell tires to people that don't want it and aren't going to, can't really afford it. Why would I do that? So I'm on till about 10 to 1 today. I have this stupid unemployment thing on branding myself. You have to take something. I don't, it's stupid. But I did 1 to 2. I tried to get on a little earlier, but Daria needed me, and then I was talking to my other people, and then this recruiter called. It was like, Jesus Christ. Plus, I got to get to the grocery store. I got to buy some more dark chocolates, and I got to buy some more pita, and I have a little bit of chicken left. I took hamburgers out for dinner. I got plenty of veggies for salad, although it's old. That's a problem. I'll fast, and I don't eat really for 3 days. And right, I didn't eat Thursday. I didn't eat Friday. Saturday, I had the Chinese food. So I'm not really eating a salad. And, I did make an omelet last night, but it's definitely difficult. I do feel a lot thinner. You can't really tell here, but I can look at myself and go, yeah, that I was getting a little heavy, which I didn't like. And health, like let the maid clean the house. So Daria's still a little sick with the fever, but it's not like she asked me for money. The doctors are usually free. It's the medicine that she needs help with, but that's fine. So as we learned, BRICS has already started with the gold-backed currency. I know you guys were wondering when. It's already out. China is more testing it, but they are using it. Like $1 trillion has been used to other Asian and African countries, and I think India and stuff like that. And Russia is starting to trade their gold-backed ruble. So the gold's hitting the stores. There's 40 new countries in BRICS, so they all need gold because we're dealing in a gold-backed currency, fellas. And you're either with us or if you join in, you need to buy gold. So that's why the demand for gold will just keep going until everybody realizes that these two things are worthless. And then the demand for gold hasn't even started yet. Because once people all over, all the Euro people realize we're fucked, we need gold. And the bulk of the US people realize they need gold. Katie bar the door on the price. And once July 1st hits, they realize that they need to settle in gold-backed currency, or they need to settle the derivatives where people have taken delivery of the gold. They need to buy gold to pay them, and you can't just ignore it. And so I don't know if COMEX will still be here or it'll be taking the price from China because they're going to start pricing it in renminbi, which is yuan, which is Chinese dollars. Right now, let's look at the FX rate on Chinese dollars. So what does this say? So if you have $1, you'll get $7.27 of yuan or renminbi. It's the same thing. Don't know why it's two different names, but that's what it is. So if their gold price is let's say it's $7,000, then it'll be 1,000 to us. So look for their gold price to be 25,000. So let's say their gold price goes to 10,000. That'll be 1375. So that's not right. It'll have to be, let's say, 50,000. That's more like it. So if they announce a $50,000 gold price priced in yuan, then it's 68.76 in US. That's what it'd be worth for us. So look for a very high renminbi gold price. As I showed earlier, the US dollar to the ruble is down to 80. And it was 110 December, January, and then it was like 100, then in the 90s, and now it's down to 80. So when I helped Aria with rent, it was 300, it is now 335. So we'll see how far we can go and help her. But I keep telling her we got the gold, but we're not selling it now because it'll be worth a lot more soon. Why would you sell something worth 3,300 when it's going to be worth 5,000 and it's going to be worth 10,000? So you really don't want to sell much. With unemployment coming and then Social Security, normally I should be able to put a little bit back in the safe and buys me time and then football comes and Teaserking starts giving me some money. So I was thinking, and the biggest thing that we need to learn is patience. And in everything, women, poker, football, gold, it all relates to being patient, just waiting. First, understanding if it's correct or not. Once you decide, I got 4 to a flush in poker, and there's 2 cards to come. I'm going to be patient and wait for the card. Or with Daria, I got to be patient to wait to meet her. In gold, we must be patient. We know it's what's going to happen. Or silver's a better one where you got to be patient. It's $32, and even today, silver's not doing anything. I always love that. Gold goes up $75, silver goes up 30 cents. How the hell can that be? Anyway, Just destroying alligator with this stupid. It's not gold going up; it's the dollar going down. But not in silver. It's not the dollar's going down for gold, but not for silver. Silver's not going up because it's price fixed. What an idiot he is. Um, so this is the point. You must first understand it. You must understand that if the boat hits an iceberg, it's going to sink. Then you got to be patient, get on your lifeboat, and it's going to go down. So you know it is. It's just be patient. And with the price of gold and silver, you just have to be patient with it. Like I said, waiting for Daria. Jenna, I could meet. Daria, I can't yet, but we're going to. Um, so just waiting for that is fine. Um, that's the key to it. Is if you understand what's going on, you can be patient. When I play poker, I've heard it from many people that I wish I had your patience because I'm not going to play junk. So my rules are I'm not playing 2-6 or 3-9 or even 4-5, 4-10 or even king 2. I'm not going to play junk. So I'm patient. I'm waiting for a better hand, not pocket aces, but that'd be nice, but I'm waiting for a better hand. Oh, ace king. Oh, a pair of nines. That would be nice. So you're waiting for that. And then, of course, you need to know how the other players play. So you must be patient. First hand. Who plays what? If you don't know, if you know him, fine. But if you don't know him, how does he play? I got to watch. So I got to watch the hands to learn how they play. So I know how I play them. Um, the same thing with the girls. You see a girl, you got to be patient to learn her. You don't know anything about her. I'm laughing at Alyssa like I you don't own me and I don't need you. I'm being nice to you to help you because you need help and I'm an angel and I understand that. Who tells the angel to, oh, I'm not going to talk to you anymore? And I'm just sitting there laughing like, but I'm trying to help you. You don't do anything for me. I don't need you. I need Daria, but I don't really need her, but I would like her and I'll be patient to meet her. Or Jenna or somebody like that. That's fine. So you got to be patient on that, but I don't need to be, uh, Alyssa doesn't give me anything. She's a pain in the ass. She's more of a vampire than everything. She has me drive her around, doesn't offer gas money or doesn't respect my time or my vehicle. And I do it just to help her out because she's a mess. And she wants to go back to Adolf Hitler, and you're just scratching your head going, what the hell is really, I know that's not the truth. So, I'm not stupid and I can read you like a book. So I know something's going on. You didn't look me in the eye when you left. So again, I just sent her some stoic stuff, basically to say, fuck off. If I'm not good enough for you, you want to go back to that guy, go. I'm not holding you down. You're not hurting me. Go. Good. I don't have to drive you around and, my gas bill go up, my wear and tear on my car go up, take you to dinner or lunch. I don't need all those extra expenses for somebody like you. So that's how it is. So you got to be patient to learn people, to learn jobs. But I think that's the key. Like a lot of people are not patient with silver and gold, especially Luke. Luke sits there and he goes, well, when's the price? Now he's joking mostly, but I'm not sure always, when's silver going up? Oh, it won't go up. It will go up. You got to be patient because you got to know it's real money and you got to know you got to get out of the dollar and the yen and the euro and your only options gold and silver. So you have to understand it's the right play. And then we just got to wait for the price to go up. In the meantime, you should be buying more and more and more. So I get my unemployment tomorrow. I'll probably go buy 10 ounces of silver. Next week, I get my Social Security. I can buy another 10 ounces. With unemployment, it allows me to buy my silver and stuff like that. Um, anyway, but that's what and it's just all in life. I mean, people, you got to be patient with them. Uh, People are scared to meet you in the first place. They're scared to open up to you. So you got to give it time. So everything's really patient. Mostly football betting, any gambling, any people. It's be patient. You know, let them feel you out. And you feel them out, and then you want to proceed or not. But mostly it's gold and silver. Just be patient, and that's where everybody goes not going. And you get in Bitcoin. Oh, I'm in Bitcoin. Why? Because the price is high. So the price is high. So you're in Bitcoin, but you don't know why you're in it. So you're not really being patient. You want to make a lot of money. You want to make a lot of money quickly. Was that patience? No. Betting football, betting baseball. You've got to be patient. Sometimes the theories work, sometimes they don't, but in the long run, they'll work. Just be patient, just keep going. But the more you understand about what you're doing, the better you are. You should understand why you're betting baseball, why you're betting football. And I try to present that as we're betting ERAs and we're betting batting averages. And the ERAs are averages, so sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. But it's the only way you can bet the games. Basketball, we understand. We had Golden State yesterday because Steph Curry. We understood why we bet it, and we were patient to wait for that game, and then we jumped on it. Just like the two today, it's okay, but we really hope that Indy beats. Who do they play? Cleveland. We pray Indy wins game 2. Well, we're going to bet on Cleveland in game. We hope Cleveland wins game 2, but if Indy wins it, then we're going to have a big bet on game 3 because Cleveland can't go down 3-0. But Indy might be that good and sweeten. That's the only factor you don't know. So you got to be patient, waiting for the right basketball game, waiting for the right football game to bet on. As I say a lot, this is a pocket aces week, and sometimes I can't find a game. Sometimes I have 5 locks, and they all win. Sometimes I can't find one. I can find one. And that's just simply the matchups don't give me the locks, or they give me the locks. They don't give me the games, or they give me. So you got to be patient and wait for the right week. That's what I don't think anybody understands. I'll have a hot week because everything fell perfectly, and I had really good games, and I'll go 10-0. And then the next week, I can't find those similar games. There's a lot of games I don't know what's going to happen. Most of the time I know, but in some of these teams, they're so inconsistent. You don't know what's going to. Usually they're bad teams and they're inconsistent. They can win 40-0, lose 40-0. But when you bet on Mahomes and you bet on Buffalo, or you bet on Philadelphia, Washington, now Atlanta, you know what's going to happen. So that's the problem in baseball. It's so bad. It's a bunch of minor leaguers, very few major leaguers. So many guys hitting under. Let's go through this list here. So when we look at good hitting, bad hitting, I'll go right down the list. The Yankees, 4 good hitters. Toronto, 5. Boston, 6. Baltimore, 2. Two hitters hitting 270. Tampa Bay, 1. Detroit, 5. Cleveland, 3. KC, 3. Minnesota, 5. The White Sox, 2. Texas, 5. Seattle, 3. California, 2. And that pitcher yesterday, I'm going to bet heavy against this idiot. Oh, my God, he was horrible. He couldn't throw a strike. You're a major league pitcher. And then the guy hits a fly ball to the outfield, and it's back at the fence. The right fielder reaches up. He hits the fence, and he drops the ball. You don't drop the ball in the pros. It wasn't that big. He didn't even look at the ball. He was backing up. You don't back up. You turn sideways. I mean, these guys are so fucking stupid. You find the edge of the wall. You go back, right? You don't go back as it goes. You get to the base of the wall first. Then you can come in. But if you have to jump up, you're at the wall. Well, he glides back with the ball like an idiot. and then the ball hits his mitt as he's going back, and it hits the wall, and he drops it. What is that? That's like what I learned that in little league, right? 7, 8 years old. I knew that. Are you these are professionals? You want me to believe these are professionals? I mean, these guys just suck. California. And what was the manager doing, leaving this pitcher in who couldn't throw a strike? Ball, 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 ball. Now I did see the ump miss 4 strikes. He was the ump was horrible yesterday. Um, Balls right in the frame, and he's calling it a ball, and you're like, where? That didn't help. But these players are so bad. I think they get them from Latin America. They probably don't learn. Uh, these guys hitting, like this guy on the Tigers, Templeton, he's got like 10 home runs now, and he's hitting 230. So it's either a home run or nothing. And he walks a lot. If you're a big home run hitter, I don't want you walking. No, no, no. You're swinging the bat. He takes a lot of close pitches. You're not there to walk. You're there to get a hit. If you're my power hitter, you're there to hit. So he was hitting 3-something. Now he's hitting 230. Pretty soon he'll be back under 200 where he hits. He's not a good hitter at all. And these home runs, they're all solo homers. They're all meaningless, right? It's 4-0. He hits a home run. Yeah, well, whip-de-doo. Now it's 5-0. But when I need you to get a hit, you don't. But patience is the key to everything, like stocks, bonds, women. You got to be, oh, I don't have a girlfriend. I don't know what Alyssa's playing. Is she think I don't have a girlfriend? She knows about Daria. So for her to go back to the guy, I'm thinking, you have no power over me. That's the beauty of me dating a few girls, is one does not have power over me. Okay, my attention goes to Daria. Okay. I guess I won't take you to dinner and to the pool and drive you to your little clinics. How does that hurt me? It hurts you. You need a ride. How's she getting her drugs today? She needs a ride. So good for her. I mean, it's amazing she doesn't drive. She can drive, but I think she does drugs. So she's worried if she does them that she will get a ticket and then she'll be on drugs and they'll pull her over. So she'd rather get me pulled over than her. I don't know. It's hard to see an idiot in action, but that's why I'm trying to help her. She's so clueless. It's amazing. You don't appreciate the help, then fuck off. I don't need to help you. I don't need to help you. I'm being nice. But I know she's kind of using me with the rides and if I take her to dinner or lunch, but I don't need that. I can go by myself. I'm fine. I'm in my own little world. I'm eating my hamburger. I'm eating my chili or whatever. That's fine. I cook, whatever. Fine. So when you're stoic, you don't need that shit. My battery is running low. I'll show you stoic tomorrow. I was going to show it today, but basically it's be strong. There's one, I'll show you the video. I can't play it. I got 9%. So I sent her this one on betray. When they betray you, that's a pretty good one. It's longer. Here's an Egon one.
This is about the subprime crisis
Short
with financing U.S. homes with massive leverage and selling the debt paper several times over and then packaging them and selling that with a top credit rating, all basically a fraudulent Ponzi scheme. Then was the catalyst of the system system virtually collapsing and hours away from the banking system collapsing. I thought it was actually happened, but it didn't.
This is
There was also
2008.
certain banks to repair it temporarily. But now we're back again to a similar situation. You know, we could see 2008 as just a rehearsal, and the real thing is coming now, and I'm pretty convinced that it is. We are seeing now how the monetary system is disintegrating. That's what gold reflects. Nobody should believe that this is just a gold mania. This is actually permanent re-rating of gold.
Learn how I use private trading network.
Nobody cares. So we got that. China's mortgage crisis, 8 trillion just disappeared. We knew about that. I showed you that Evergrande, and then I showed you the other one where everybody was losing their houses. Then I was watching this one. Younger women use these words when in love with you. And there's 13. It's a real good one, and it really doesn't mean younger women. It could just apply to women anyway, and what they say. So it's 25 minutes, but really good one. I highly recommend it. So like when I told you that Daria says, I feel safe with you, that's one of the 13. And that was a real, like, so you're trying to get tells, and you're trying to understand, is it real or is it a Ponzi scheme? Is she saying these things to get you to give her money, or is she really mean it? And is it safe? It's not, are you going to protect me? It's just, I feel comfortable with you to be myself. And that's what you're trying to do with anybody, really, your friends, man or woman. You're trying to make them comfortable so they can be themselves around you. And I find that to be, that's what I pick up on, because I'm very analytical and I'm very much reading people. And, you know right away, can I be myself with them or not? And they know, can I be myself with you or not? And so I try to make people be themselves with me, but some get it, some don't. Daria, I think, is when she says safe, I think she means she can be herself. She told me certain things that scammer just wouldn't tell, and there's too many things that so it's real. But again, most people, you don't know how to pick that up. Just like a card tell, when I play poker, you got to read the tell. The guy's watching the TV. He doesn't give a shit if I'm watching or not. He's got a full house 100% of the time. He's laid back watching the TV. Period. That's exactly what he's doing. He's just laid back. And the bluffer is more still, right? He doesn't want to move. He doesn't want you to catch on. He's bluffing. Anyway. So back to the baseball stuff. We get down to teams with hitters under 225, or roughly 230 and under. The Yankees 4, Toronto 4, Boston 3, Baltimore 7. The fuck do you have 7 hitters that aren't 230? Tampa 4, Detroit 3, Cleveland 5, Kansas City 5, Minnesota 4, the White Sox 6, shows you why they're so bad. Texas 4, Seattle 4, California 7. The Angels are terrible. Houston 3, Oakland 2, the Mets 2, Philly 2, Miami 2, Washington 3, Atlanta 1, the Cubbies 2, Milwaukee 2, Cincinnati 4, St. Louis 2, Pitt 4, San Diego 2, the Dodgers 2, 49ers have 6, which makes them tough bet. Arizona 2, and Colorado 3 good hitters, 5 bad. And what this does is the expected outcome. I mean, California's got 7 hitters hitting under 230 and probably 4 or 5 hitting in the 120s. What do you do with this thing? But the problem is, because it's minor league baseball, it's inconsistent. You'll see a guy hitting 140 go 3 for 4, and you're like, how the hell? How could he get 3 hits? He doesn't hit 275. So it's very inconsistent when he does get the hits and he doesn't get the hits. And that's the problem with it. So again, patience is what we're going after, but the key is understanding. Like this whole thing, this interview for tariffs, explain tariffs, understand tariffs. Well, you got to understand that. You want me to teach it to you? Well, I'm not going to take $50 an hour to teach it to you because it's not going to take 10 hours. I mean, unless you're all pretty much, unless you have me for so many classes, but I can't do an hourly rate. That doesn't make any sense at all because the skill demands $100 an hour to teach that. It's tariffs, pretty high end economic. She said, the girl asked me, is it on my resume? And I says, well, yeah, it's called economics, like inflation, like tariffs, like gold and silver, and everything else that I teach you here. What's a city, mercantilism, number one powers. I mean, we can go down and down the list, but you're not gonna. I don't spell out all my economic stuff. I just say economic. Like here on the title, I say economics. Um, I say stoic. I don't get into every level. But anyway, it's be calm, be confident in yourself. That's stoic. And the girls like that. The girls are really, like they'll say, they're not really looking for money or, if you're fit and you got big muscles, that might be to draw them, in for a date or two, but it's not holding power. Girl, oh, I like him. He's strong. Okay. Yeah. Well, he's got money. Yeah. Okay. Just because you got money doesn't mean you're going to spend it on them. It does, it's like, yeah, I got money, so I'm smart and I found a good job and I make money. Or like now, I'm smart and I bought gold and silver. So what are you going to hold that against me? But you're not getting it at this point because it's not, the value isn't anywhere close to reality because we know what comex is, we know what bricks is. And that's really the keys to things is understanding what's going on, and then you can go from there. Like Alyssa, you don't have power over me. You have no power. You have nothing to offer me that you can have. You think you have power that you want to not talk to me only hurts you. It doesn't hurt me because I've been on text and WhatsApp with Daria all morning, and that's fine. Um, so I mean that's the point. Like she doesn't even understand that. Like you have no power on me. Um, so anyway, that's what people need. People need to understand the whole key points, and they don't. Anyway, let's go through it again. So basketball, we are taking Oklahoma City -9.5, and be very careful with what's it, Boston tonight. I think laying 9.5. Or no, it's the other league. Yeah, I think it's one in each league. So I think so. Yeah, we're on. Yeah, I think it's Oklahoma City and Boston. Careful on Boston. Oklahoma City. Yeah, I think they'll blow them out because Denver just played a big series and won it in 7. Baseball, the Dodgers over 9.5. San Diego and Milwaukee over 8 are the three bets. Football, not much new. Avoid all this like Milrose. What's going on here? Why does anybody in their right mind see Alabama play, see Milrose throw all these interceptions, and yet gets drafted on Seattle? What is Seattle looking at? Do they have any knowledge of what they're doing? Because to me, the Seattle GM should be fired because this is not a quarterback who's going to make anything in the NFL unless you're going to make him a wide receiver because he is kind of quick and he's got moves. All these quarterbacks like that should be playing wide receiver, like Pittsburgh used to do with what was it, Hines and Hines Ward and the other guy. Um, those were option quarterbacks, and they made them wide receivers. So that was good. That's what I think you got to do with Miller. He's got a lot of moves. He's a great athlete. He's not a quarterback. Lamar should never be a quarterback. He should be a wide receiver. Great speed. Good luck trying to cover him, but he ain't a quarterback. So you look at why in the hell is Lamar playing quarterback? I know my bag's too far. So why is Lamar quarterback and not receiver? What are you doing? I mean, he loses a few games a year when they have big leads, and he's terrible quarterback. So I really don't get why they keep Lamar at quarterback. How many times do you want to lose in the playoffs? Isn't your goal to win in the play, or is he like Prime? Prime time makes Colorado money because he's the coach, even though he doesn't win. And the same thing here. Now you got Prime Junior, who's only drafted because he's Prime Junior. He's not a good quarterback. Is that what you're doing here with Lamar? He makes you money because he's Lamar and they market him, but he doesn't win anything. And people are stupid enough to follow. I don't understand. Really, I can't understand that crap. To me, it's about winning, right? You want to win. You don't want to, it's not like you're selling tickets. I was watching Draft Day again. And, I watch it for different reasons than just the plot. I like, yeah, okay, whatever. And when I watch it, the whole thing makes no sense. You got the number one pick in the draft. Here's this quarterback. You want to trade it, and the guy is stupid enough to give you. And then the owner gets involved, and he says, "Well, if you don't make a splash, I'm going to fire you." They'll fire me. I would not have signed the contract. I would have been, I'm in charge. You stay away. I don't want these threats. And I would have had a contract that pays me $20 million if you let me go. And if you want to fire me for this, fuck off then. Give me the $20 million. Have the Browns sign Sanders yet? I have no idea. I'm sure they will. He's their free agent, so I would assume he would. Dylan Gabriel is 100 times better, so that'd be more who I'd worry about them signing. But I think you're seeing this in a lot of activities in sports. The GMs are following this strange path, even the socialists and the analytics and everything. It's really disturbing because baseball is terrible and basketball is horrible. It's starting to hurt football when you got, he's a fast quarterback. Can he throw? No. Well, then Richardson, he'll be lucky to win 5 games. And Lamar, he wins 9 or 10, but the way Pittsburgh added, why do people hate Will Howard? I don't get that. I don't get why they hate Dylan Gabriel. Are they not runners? You don't like them because they're not runners? I mean, it's news to me. As far as I know, Mahomes really isn't a runner, and Joe Burrow is not, and they're the best 2 quarterbacks to play in 10 years. Montana didn't run, and Brady doesn't run. So, excuse me, but what the hell are you talking about? Bart Starr didn't run. Unitas ran a little. Archie Manning ran a lot, and they didn't win anything. He was terrible. Peyton didn't run. He was terrible. Somehow Eli Manning won 2 Super Bowls, beating Brady. The great Belichick couldn't figure out how to stop Eli Manning. Jesus Christ. So this is the problem, right? And this guy on this radio show thinks Belichick's the best coach. What an idiot. He's got really no intelligence, because what are you grading it on? They won so many Super Bowls. That was Tom Brady that won them, not Belichick. Lombardi was the best coach by a mile. There's no competition for that. Bill Walsh, Bill Walsh. You have Bill Parcells, Jimmy Johnson's probably right up there. I think Walsh, Parcells, Johnson, so Lombardi, and then those 3. Joe Gibbs is very good. Then maybe you get to Belichick. I'm not buying Belichick. It was Tom Brady that won those games in spite of Belichick. Yeah, one game he didn't start the guy in the cornerback, and everybody was crying on the defense. What was that all about? You're teaching him a lesson by losing a Super Bowl. Yeah. Okay. Good job. Anyway, so that's really what you've got to understand. So a lot of you've got to observe a lot and watch and learn. You're learning people, and you really don't want to give up the need. Like I don't need an Alyssa. I'm, you know, I like Jenna. I didn't need her. Daria, I'm more needy with, but I don't, you know, um, I'd prefer to be with her. But again, the key is not to be needed by, if the girl walks away, you're fine. That's how you have to be in life. If I lose my job, I'm fine. If I lose my gold, I'd be in panic. But basically, money's freedom. But besides money, if I lose my job, I lost my job. I didn't cry. I was watching this Up in the Air yesterday. I was watching a lot of movies yesterday with Danny Ocean and Anna Kendrick and and they fire people, and it's kind of the people are all crying. Like, didn't you see this coming? Don't you look at the account? It just shows you how stupid people are. We're in a depression. You're all going to lose your job. What part of this is going to be a surprise to you? But if you own gold, it won't matter. You're going to retire because gold's going to go up to 10,000 an ounce and you'll be fine. So get a lot of gold and get a lot of silver, and then you're going to retire. When it jumps, even though you'll lose your job, you'll be fine. And that's how you have to look at it. You have to prepare. That's why I'm trying to prepare you when the dollar goes out or the euro or the Swiss franc to buy gold and silver. You're preparing yourself for the boat sinking. The Titanic's sinking. Well, okay, let's get onto the lifeboat. And then, okay, fine, it sinks. Same thing with the dollar sinking. Well, we'll get into gold and silver. And that's how you have to judge it. You have to base everything on again, it's stoic. It's what happens if my girlfriend leaves me? What happens if my wife leaves me? What happens if I lose my job? You have to be prepared for all this. You can't sit there. I didn't cry when I lost my Tenneco job. I basically laughed at him and said, "It's your loss. I'll be fine. It's your loss." I get a lot of jobs because of my background, but now with all the gold and silver, I'm just waiting for the gold and silver to go up. And it's already gone to 3,300. When it hits 5,000, I'm retired no matter what I'm doing. I'll still do this and I'll still do football, but that's not to me a job. This isn't a job to me. This is educational teaching. It's helping people, and I like that. Um, so this is the biggest point you need to grasp. And when Bobby's kids go to him, well, I can't go to the grocery store with gold. Yeah, you can. That's the dumbest argument I've ever. It's such a liberal socialist argument. Well, you can't buy groceries with gold. Well, gold is worth this, and yes, I can. If I need to, I can sell it. But I can't go to the grocery store with a Rolex either, or Picasso. But you still want to own them. I can't go with a mantle card. Doesn't mean you shouldn't own them. It just means you can't walk into the grave. But you know, it doesn't. You're getting things, but the dollar going to the grocery store doesn't buy me anywhere near what it used to. It now takes me $100 to put 10 items in my grocery cart. That would take me $2. So what good is the monopoly money going to the grocery store? Doesn't buy me anything anyway. So it's either take this useless monopoly money or take gold, which is going up because you can't print it. It's real money that everybody wants, and you can't print it, so it'll never devalue. All right, so I got about 10 more minutes, then I'm gonna grab something to eat and get ready for this class. What else? Questions, comments? Anybody besides Profit or Profit? So again, some baseball tonight. The Dodgers are really hitting well, over 9.5. San Diego, Milwaukee over 8. And it's tough. Some days they hit, some they don't. It's inconsistent because they're all minor league players. There's look at the pitcher for California against Detroit yesterday. The guy couldn't throw a strike. You're professional. You're in the major leagues and you can't throw a strike. Get the fuck out. What is the manager doing pitching this guy? Well, we don't have anybody else. Then fire the GM and get a new GM. And you better start drafting college guys who you can watch. Texas A&M, LSU, Florida, Georgia, and watch their pitchers throw strikes and say, okay, I'll take you. I mean, it's your day. This one guy threw like this off-speed pitch, and it was like 6 in a row balls, 10 in a row balls. Oh, the idiot Tigers swung at a ball. I mean, they don't even understand the concept. The guy can't throw it over the plate. So it was a real, I'm like, what the hell? Now, I didn't care. I had the over in the game, but I'm looking at this pitcher. He's terrible. So we'll keep an eye. Usually about June 1st, my Gray Sports Almanac, college football comes out, and I can do some research there. It's getting really difficult because of all the players changing teams. So you don't really know what team you have. And then when you get a team like Michigan who didn't schedule anybody 2 years ago, and they go undefeated with probably an average team, but they didn't play anybody. So that made it very difficult. Alabama gets a new coach, and they had to go with Milrose, who sucked. So it made the coach look bad, but we'll see what he does this year with the better quarterback. And then most of these sports are just minor league, and people are paying a lot of money. Why do people go to these sporting events? I used to go to the Pistons with Isaiah, and especially if Magic was in town. And then I would go to some Lion games to see Brett Favre. I never went to see the Lions. I remember I went in 1970 or 71 to the Tiger Stadium with where the Tigers played the Lions. It was a Monday night game, I think. It was great. So I would do that, but not now. I haven't been to a game in years. I went to a Tiger game. My mom paid. It had to be 10 years ago. I have no desire to go down, and it's very expensive. I got better things to do with my money, like eat, put gas in my car, buy clothes, go watch a minor league team and pay hundreds of dollars for the experience between the parking, the ticket, and the food. Yeah, be crazy. I always look at things. Hey, I could buy, 3 ounces of silver or go to a Tiger game. Yeah, I'll buy the 3 ounces of silver every time. Even now, I have a hard time playing poker because I don't want to risk the $300 I play to play poker to maybe win or maybe lose when I can go, it's a lock. My return on investment buying silver is 1,000 times better than it's going to be at playing poker. Poker, you start with 300, you're playing 1-3 no limit. Okay, maybe I have a hot day, I win $300. Versus if I go buy 10 ounces of silver, which will be roughly 300, a little bit more, but let's say 9 ounces will be about 300. So I go buy 9 ounces of silver for 300. Then I know is at $32 an ounce. That's going to $500 an ounce times the 9 is $4,500 versus getting back maybe 200, 300 in poker. That's what I'm looking at. So my risk and reward is much better in silver because we know that's going up, and we know July 1st is the date. So it'll be interesting when China takes over pricing in Russia and Dubai. They all have little market. Instead of this COMEX bullshit, it'll be real. And they all want the price of gold to go up because they got it. As I say, if I have, I don't have my baseball cards out, but if I have the Hank Aaron, I want the price to go up. I already have the card. Profit. You can see the Michigan Panthers play at Ford Field for $20. I have no desire. Why would I go? Why would I waste my time? I got to drive down there. I got to pay for parking. I got to do that. For what? I have no interest in the team. Again, it's a market. Is there a market for this XFL? Well, it's okay, but there's no market. In other words, you have to have. I can't sell this if there's no market for it, right? Meaning, people have to take their money and buy this as a choice instead of buying food or clothes or paying your electric bills, because your money is worthless and it takes more money to buy everything, but you're not getting a raise. So when inflation hits, you're making $100,000. You're still making 100. You're not getting a raise with inflation. Even my Social Security, it was 2%. Well, inflation went up like 100%. You're giving me 2. What is that? Well, that's what the CPI said. Well, the CPI doesn't measure it properly. But that's the point. So you don't make more money with inflation. I love how they say wage inflation. There's no such thing as wage inflation. What are you, printing wages? I mean, it doesn't even make sense. That shows you how stupid people are. It's only printing the money is the inflation. And as the money loses value, it doesn't really matter. So, I'm kind of looking forward to teaching these people about, because it won't just be tariffs. I'll get into inflation and gold with them, if they like it or not, because that's how you have to teach it. The money that prices went up from inflation didn't take. Coke was $3. Now you got to buy. It's buy the 2 for $5, so it's $2.50. Well, how did the price go? The price went to $3.65 on the shelves, but there's a sale 2 for $5, so you're paying $2.50 for 2 of them. And most people are going to buy pop or buy 2 liters if you're buying 1. But you got to be out of your mind. So the money doesn't grow. Your income doesn't grow. And that's what kills you. So all the costs go up. You can't buy it. I mean, I can't afford Canadian Club to go up because my money didn't go up, but my costs went up. And that's the beauty of gold and silver, because it is going up. It is keeping track of the prices. So as everything becomes more expensive, so does gold. That's the beauty of gold and silver. So as your dollar loses value, and it takes $3.50 to buy a 2-liter of Coke that was 99 cents. But wait, if you have silver and gold, well, silver will catch. But if you have gold, it's now 3,300. I can cash that in, get 3,300, and it's the same thing. I paid 1,700 for it. You might have paid 1,000 for it. You might have paid 2,000 for it. Anyway you look at it, you're making money on the silver. That's what's keeping you afloat with the prices going up, is the gold and silver, not the dollar, not your stocks, not Bitcoin. How does Bitcoin help? You can't even sell it. It's all a Ponzi scheme. There's people taking whatever, however it works to get it. Then it goes into your bank. Everybody's taking a chunk of it. You got to pay a 1099. So you think you're easy. Gold's nice and silent. It's peace. It's war. It's freedom, basically. Bitcoin's not freedom. And when the dollar goes out, what is your Bitcoin going to be worth? Because you can't use Bitcoin, since it's not real, to use it as money as you can gold and silver, which is real. And it's gold and silver, and everybody will take that. Nobody's going to take a Bitcoin because, again, let me see what it is. Oh, you can't show me because it's not real. All right. So let's wrap it up. My things at 1:00 just to get credit. I'll just watch a little of it and, go study some baseball or something. So that's it. Again, patience, be patient, learn patience. Like when I was fasting, I kept being patient. I ate Wednesday. I didn't eat it all Thursday. Friday, I was going to have dinner. and I didn't. I says, well, I can wait till tomorrow to eat. I think it's more important to go I went 70 hours. I think it's more important to do that than eat something Friday night. And so then I got the Chinese, which is a good food, and I ate that at like 4:30 was 70 hours. And so I ate that. So I was patient. I said, well, I can have it in a little bit. And I even brought an apple in the car. So when it hit 4 o'clock and I hit 70, I ate the apple on the way to the Chinese food because the signs were moving on me. You get really tired and anxious when you're not haven't had food. I was drinking a lot, but I haven't had food. So that was the key, but it was a patient thing. It was like you can eat in a little bit. You'll eat tomorrow. And it was fine. It was enough to get me through was being patient. Even Sunday or yesterday, I went to swim first and I did my swim. It's about 35 minutes in the pool and 15 minutes on the bike and a hot tub. And I'll wait till this is done because I wanted to get that extra workout in before. And so I feel a lot thinner and I'm keeping it though. Normally I'd run out and buy an ice cream or something. And what's the point of doing 72-hour fasting and having an ice cream or Oreo cookies? So I blocked that. I didn't have that. I won't. I want to take a good month and not do that and get healthy. Alyssa said, well, do you have a doctor? I says, no, I don't have a doctor. I don't want a doctor. The doctors try to kill you. They give you all these pills that are poison. I says, I'm fine with my Celtic salt and cayenne pepper and ginger and cinnamon and all that. That's my doctor right there. That's my health foods. So anyway, that's what's going on. All right, I got to get ready for this class. www.teaserking.com. I will see you tomorrow. We'll take a look again. Watch what was it, Sundays, I guess, with Mark McGuire. The one with Mark McGuire. Watch that. It shows. I think it's part 2. There was a part 1, and I lost internet. See, today I didn't lose internet, Profit. It's fine. So, quick recap: baseball, take the Dodgers over 9.5. San Diego, Milwaukee over 8.5. Basketball, take Oklahoma City, lay the 9.5. And if you really want to, I think Boston's laying 9.5 to Indy. I'd be careful with that one. Indy looks like a very good team. And no, Indy won game 1. Who's the other game today? I think it's Boston. But I know it's OKC. Take OKC tonight. Yeah, take Boston over New York. Be careful with 8.5. The big bet should be Oklahoma City minus 9.5 over Denver. They're going to kill them. Yesterday we hit the lock. Golden State got the win, getting a 1.5. Steph Curry. You bet Steph Curry. You bet Joe Montana. You bet Mahomes. You bet Joe Burrow. That's the point of it. You bet the stars, and that's what's going to win. I don't know anybody on Boston or New York. I know the Pistons didn't have a star. I don't know who Denver has, but that's what you look for. Kareem, Bird, Magic, Jordan. That's who you bet on. And the funny part is Jordan never beat Bird, and they'd get swept. He'd score 40 points, and they'd lose by 30. I love that. Oh, yeah, Boston went 100 to 70, and Jordan got 50 points. Yeah, a lot of good that did for them. So I heard somebody knock Bird because he didn't win a lot of championships, and I'm like, what an idiot. What a great player, but he played Magic, and Magic beat him twice. So you gotta know that, and he got injured at the end. Anyway, www.teaserking.com. Gold. Let's take one last look. What's gold doing? As I like to end class. Gold 33.12, holding up nicely. Started the day at 32.50. So we're having a big day here. Once we get to 5:30, China takes over, and look for it to get close to 3,400. And this time when it gets to 3,500, it's going to be a real 3,500. Last time, I guess there was a holiday, so it was just bought and nobody would counter it. Here, this is a regular day, so when it goes up, it'll stay up. So we're back to 33 on its way to 45, 5,000. So just keep buying it and be patient and let the price run, especially silver. July 1st, you got to buy your silver. You got to buy it by July 1st. Back the cart up and buy as much as you can at $32 an ounce. It's the best return on investment you can make in your life. Now this gold leveled off at 8 a.m. today instead of its usual 10 a.m. It doesn't, no, 10 a.m. is when it goes down. Well, it's just as I showed you, it ran all the way from 4 in the morning, I guess, all the way to 10. Didn't really level. It's just when they do the derivatives, and at 10 o'clock, they really didn't hit the derivatives. I guess at 8 o'clock, they didn't either. Now they're trying to buy it. So they got the price down to 32.08, and now it's a buy signal. Let's buy it. And they bought it all the way up to 33, and that's our 40 countries joining BRICS. They put the price lower for them so they could buy it and get in. But I don't know that there's any gold left to buy. I have a feeling there's just not that much left. Yeah, there's 200,000 tons at 32,000 ounces a ton, but it's all BRICS and everything. There's just not a lot of free new gold to buy. So if you have Warren Buffett wanted to buy $1 million worth, he'd have to pay a lot more because he couldn't get it at this price. But he's not smart enough to do it. All right, I got to go. I got to do this class. www.teaserking.com. Have a great day. You can email me. Go to Teaserking on the homepage. And good luck if you're betting basketball or baseball. I love the basketball game. Take OKC. All right. Have a good night.